meeting is green.
Sunday demo sessions. So we will discuss from the very basics. You have been given a matrix. This is the matrix you have been given, and you are told to find a row-wise sum of the matrix. Does everyone knows what is row, what is column? In the patterns, we have learned about it. All right. So row-wise, which I mean to say here is, if you talk about row number 1, it consists of 5, 2, and 7 elements. Okay. If I talk about row number 2, it consists of 1, 4, and 6. If I talk about row number 3, it consists of the elements as 3, 9, and 10. Now, starting on with the matrix, you should be knowing its indexes. So if I write the indexing of this particular matrix, it will be like the first element will be written as, okay, you all know about the indexing in array? Yes, no? Yes. So if I assume that this particular row is an array, so I will simply write its indexing as 0, 1, and 2. Yes or no? Yes. Same thing if I assume the second row is also an individual array, I will again write the indexing as 0, 1, and 2. And same thing goes for the last, correct? Are you all getting it? Now, but this is a single matrix. This is a matrix with just a single number, that is A, or you can say a single variable A. How will you write, okay, I want to fetch A of 0. Which A of 0 do you want? Do you want this A of 0 or this A of 0 or this A of 0? Correct? This is confusing, correct? I hope everyone is getting this. So to distinguish them, we use the column numbers. Column numbers are nothing but if this is your 0th column, we just add 0 to it. Sorry. Which column is this? This is your first column, but which row is this? Still the 0, right? So here again, 0 is added as a, you can say a difference that, okay, this particular number belongs to the first row. Which row is this? Again, the 0th. So here indexing will come as 0, 2. Are you all able to follow this? Anyone has questions? How does I wrote the indexing and all?
So the first number is row or a column?
See, individually when you write, that is 0, 1, and 2, they are columns, right? Like if you see this is an array, the array is basically a single row with multiple elements, right? Yes. So this is just a single row with multiple elements with the indexing as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And these indexing are nothing but the column numbers, right? Now, if we want to distinguish these numbers, we are adding in the start their respective row numbers. That is, if the row number, like if it is the 0th row, 0 is added to all the numbers. If it is the first row, 1 is added to all the numbers. Similarly, if it is the second row, then 2 is added to all the numbers. Is it clear now? I hope everyone is clear with the indexing part. Okay. Anyone still having questions? I am giving you 2 minutes of time. You can think and ask if you have any doubts.
Convention problem, like whenever we represent, the first number is column.
No, the first number is row and the second number is the column number. You can see that this is the column. So all the column numbers are 0 because it is the 0th column. If you see the second 111, that is all the numbers represent the column number 1. And same thing goes for the last column as well. I hope it is clear.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now let's move our focus to our current problem, that is row wise sum. Row wise sum in the sense at the end I want the result as the addition of 5 plus 2 plus 7, which gives me 14. Addition of 1, 4 and 6 gives me 11. And addition of 3, 9 and 10 gives me 22. So this should be your result at the end. Is it clear to everyone? You have to print these three results. How are we going to do that? Yes, everyone, you very well know how to find the sum of numbers in an array. Okay. Now we have, you can see that each individual row is representing an array. So if you are good with the sum of array, you can also do the row wise sum, right? It's no different than the sum of an array. I hope everyone is getting this. Good,
Yeah.
good. Now, just a minute. Let me, sorry. I forgot to start it in a new whiteboard. Okay, cool. So now you have to iterate one by one on all the rows, correct? So your first focus should be on how to iterate on all the rows, right? Is everyone getting this point? Is everyone getting the point that first we need to figure out how to iterate in the rows? I hope everyone has the answer for that. Okay, I'll just write manually all the steps. That first you need to iterate for the rows. What should be your next step? Your next step should be for each row, you need to find the sum of every number in that row, right? That means iterate on the columns of that specific row, correct?
Ma'am, I have one question. How do you
Yeah.
initialize this matrix? That's the first step.
I have just taken an example of a dummy matrix, right?
Okay. I mean, visually we can understand, but yeah, to
Mm-hmm.
represent is the
Yeah,
problem.
that part you will understand when I'll be like solving an example programmatically, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So now you need to iterate on all the columns of that specific row. Visually, everyone is getting how the process is going to be followed. Good. So, can we start writing the code for this, or can I expect you all to write the code for this? Yeah, whichever way you suggest, it will be fine. This is the first matrix question. I can write as well, and you all can try as well, whatever suits best. Okay, let me just write it. For now, Vishnu, our focus is not on how to initialize. Our focus is on writing the code. So here I'll just write my function void row sum. I am assuming from the main function I'll be getting a matrix and its size. I am assuming that it is a square matrix. So as I told you all, our first thing that we need to consider is we need to iterate on the rows. Okay, what was the next thing we need to do? We need to go for the columns. So again, you will write here another loop. You can take for every column a sum variable initialized to 0. And then coming inside, you can simply find your sum as sum plus matrix of I and j. Is it clear to everyone? After coming out of this column loop, you can just print your sum with spaces, and that's it. Your work is done. How many of you are still in the questions that we are not able to understand this or that? Instead of initializing the matrix, clear, good. I would like to have response from everyone. So what about Vaibhav, Sandeep, Rohit, Prashant, Richa? I'm not taking all of your names, I'm just taking the random names and seeing how many of you are actually getting this. Bhuvnesh, Ashish, Jyotsna, Kishan. Yes, guys, respond, please. All right, then. Let's quickly see its demonstration in the IDE as well. I hope you all are able to see my IDE screen. Good. Now talking about how to initialize a matrix. You can just write here A of, yeah. In the array, what you used to do, you just simply took the curly braces and wrote the values, right? Let's suppose I write here 2, 3, 5. This was sufficient, right? But since it is a matrix, guys, whenever you are taking an array, this much is sufficient, right? This is how you initialize. Just a minute. This much is sufficient, right? And your array is initialized, correct? But now if you need a matrix that is a 2D, that means you have to maintain the numbers also in that manner. Clear? Is it clear now how to initialize it? Okay, good. This was just how to take it manually. Now we will see that how can we take it from the user as well. So I'll just quickly take a scanner class here. After that, you need to take a matrix. So first of all, you should take input of n and m. What is n and m is? N denotes the n denotes rows and m denotes columns. And the condition where n is equal m, let's suppose both n and m are equal, in that condition, we call it as a square matrix. Okay, these are few terminologies which you should be knowing. So I took n as an input. I took m as an input. Now you have both. How you will take the numbers as an input or initialize your matrix. Everyone getting my point, right? For initializing, you will simply take a variable a, and here you will initialize it with the values of n and m, that is the size. Okay, now we have to take values. So again, you will take the values in the form of your iteration. That is, you will take the values of first row completely. Then you go to the second row, take all the values of the second row. Then you go to the third row and take the values of all the third row, like all the values in the third row. Clear? I hope it is clear. And from now on, whenever I'm using arrays or the matrix, you can see that I am always starting my loop from 0, because you all know that indexing starts from 0, right? And that's the only reason I am not taking the loop initializing from 1. It will continue up to n. Same thing goes with the columns. And here one by one, you will write a of ij is equals to sc dot next int. And this is how you will be taking your entire matrix. Clear, everyone? I just told you how to take inputs. First, how can you take it directly, like statically? And the next thing is how you can take the inputs from the user, that is dynamically. Our next step is how to find the row sum. So I'll just call my row sum function and I will pass here matrix. I will pass the value of row and I'll pass the value of column. Coming on to the function, it will be very similar as we will be iterating on the rows. Next, we will be iterating in the columns. We have to initialize sum equals to 0 before every column. Guys, I'm just repeating all my statements which I said previously. So if anyone has any questions still, you can just ask me. And after coming out of this loop, we need to print our value. That is the sum. Okay, everyone clear? Great. Let's try running this. I'll give row value as 3 and column value as 3. I will give the values as 1, 2, 3. I gave 9 values. And here you can see your result. But most of you will be confused that we can't see here the matrix, right? Yes, no? So now let's print our matrix as well, okay? So that you all are not confused. After taking every input, you can just simply print the values. And after taking values for each row, you can change the line. Let's see if it works or not. Again, I'll give the values as row value 3, column value 3. Let me just run it once again. It's giving a problem. Let's not print it here. How should we print this? Because it is giving the issue as if I am entering 1, it is printing the 1 at that moment itself. So can anyone give me a better solution? Yes, guys, can anyone give me a better solution?
So the problem is like you want to take input and print the output at the same time? No.
I was trying to do that, but it is giving me a bad result. Okay, so now I want the result, like the inputs from your end. How can we do that?
So first is store the entire value.
That is already getting stored.
Yeah.
You can simply take this entire thing, repeat it once again, just in case you want to print it.
Okay, yeah, sys out AIG.
Yeah, so you can just print your values and see if your matrix is proper or not. There are many other ways right now, but we won't be discussing how we can do it in a short way. I'll tell you these things later on. Let's take inputs quickly. So this is your matrix. And if you try to find the sum, 1 plus 2 plus 3, it is giving you 6. 4 plus 5 plus 6, it will give you 15. And 7 plus 8 plus 9, it is giving you 24. So everyone, now are you clear that what is your function and what is your program doing? I hope so that everyone is now in a more better understanding stage and they are able to understand, okay, how things are going on in the matrix. Yes, no? Great. So now let me just go back to my whiteboard. If you are able to understand the row-wise sum, there is one more variant of this and which is known as column-wise sum. I'm not gonna explain this. I'm just gonna write that as of now and see your thought process. So you have been given a matrix. The numbers are, Vishnu, you can unmute yourself. These are the numbers and you need to find the column-wise sum. That is, the sum of this column will be 6. The sum of this column will be 18 and sum of this column will be 17. So I want these results. How many of you are confident that they will be able to find the column-wise sum? Okay, 1 positive response, 2 positive responses. I want to see out of 17 students in the class today, how many of you will be able to do it? Okay, Sandeep will try. 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, be fast. We need to discuss more questions on the matrix. And we also need to wind up so that we can move on to the next topic. We'll try. Okay. Okay, anyone would like to volunteer? Anyone would like to unmute? Those who all are saying will try. Any one of you will actually want to try right now so that we can just discuss it right now and it won't be a burden of homework as well.
If anyone wants to go, that's fine. Otherwise, I'll try.
Yeah, Vishnu, that's why I'm waiting for those who are saying will try because they are slightly like they are like we can or we cannot. So I want them to try. Okay, Vipin, Jyotsna, Mani, Sai, Vaibhav, Sandeep. All of you guys have said will try. Any one of you will like to unmute and volunteer? Guys, be quick. It's a good opportunity to volunteer because if you're confident enough here, then it's good for your interview perspective as well, okay? Yes, so, or otherwise, I will just randomly pick one of you and will let you say. So it's better you all decide. No, Bhuvnesh, you have written I can, like, yes, so I want these people to answer. Okay, Vipin, can you unmute and volunteer?
मैम मुझे पैरेलली काम ऑफिस का दिख रहा है, मुझे थोड़ा टाइम चाहिए। मैं
Okay,
मैं हाफ ऑफ टाइम आफ्टर क्लास ज्वाइन किया हूं अभी।
okay, no issues,
I
Vipin, no issues. Sai, what about you? Or Mani? Okay. Jyotsna? Vaibhav, and Sandeep. Yeah, guys, any one of you just unmute. At least say that you will be able to unmute or not. Okay. If no one is responding, let's move on to the next question. So our next question is gonna be matrix addition. Am I audible to everyone? Okay, great. So we will be given two matrices of exactly same sizes, that is n and m. They will be having same rows and same columns. Here I am taking an example of this is your first matrix and your second matrix is and you need to find the addition of them. Matrix addition is nothing but you all know the indexing of it, that is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, and 1, 3, 2, 0, 2, 1, 2, 2, and 2, 3. The same indexing will be here as well. So while adding the elements, you need to add the indexes, like the numbers at the index 0, 0, that is 5 plus 1, that is 6. Next number is 6, that is at index 0, 1. Same number in the different matrix is also 6. So their addition will be 12. So I hope everyone is able to follow this. The numbers at the same indexes are added. Is it clear, everyone? This is what happens in the matrix addition. So does anyone wants my assistance in this particular question as well? It's quite simple. You just need to run your loops and you just need to add them. Okay. So it's not a tough question. I want you all to try this because I can see clearly people are not interested in this class. So it's better not to ask right now that if you will try or not. It's a simple question according to me. You all should give it a try. And if you are stuck, then you can just simply message me on the Telegram group. Clear to everyone? So is there anyone still in the class who is saying that, ma'am, we won't be able to do this? Like it's a complete no from their end? Ashish, if you didn't get the column sum part, when I was saying that, is there anybody who is not getting it? Where were you? So please respond at the time when I'm discussing, not when I am like out of that question and you are suddenly coming and saying that, ma'am, I'm not getting this. Okay. I have given you enough time to think and then tell me, ma'am, okay, I'm not getting the part. Let's quickly see this. Whenever you are doing any matrix question, always focus on the indexes. Okay. So here the indexing will be if you need the sum of all the columns, how will you do it? What is common in the first column? Yes, you are getting me, right? What I am asking is, you can see the indexing of the first column, okay? What is the common in these indexing? Column number, correct? Again, if you will see the next column, you can see the column numbers are the same. Again, if you will see in the next, again, you will find that column numbers are the same. Yes or no? Yeah. So previously, when you have to find the row numbers, you were running your loop for the rows, right? So here, it's just opposite. You have to run your loop for columns. Clear? And your inner loop should be run your loop for all the rows in a column. Is it clear, Ashish? It's almost the same. It's just the difference of indexing. Okay, I hope you are able to get this. Let's quickly see what I'm trying to say here, if anyone is still confused. What I'm saying is this first loop will be for columns and the second loop will be for rows. So your columns are constant, yes or no? So can you tell me, is I constant or J constant in the given program? J is varying, Ashish, and I is constant, right? You can see in the inner loop that J is changing all the time, but I is constant, right? And column number has to be constant. So I'm writing in place of column J. Is that clear? Is that clear? Okay. Next is our row number is varying. So instead of I in the place of row, I am writing it as J. Clear? Just I have switched the places. I have written J in place of I and I in place of J. I hope everyone is clear. I'll just copy the same code and run this program again and see what happens. Is it giving you the right result? Can you all just find the sum and tell me, is it giving you the right results or not? So everyone is able to figure out that, okay, just a slight change and the entire program worked, right? Okay, is anyone is still having any questions about the row sum or the column sum or the addition of the two matrix?
I have a
Any?
small.
Yeah.
So my previous understanding was that in like two-dimensional array, when I'm representing the values like aij or aji, the order is important. So like when I'm switching, I'm really confused that even though the program works, that when we do AJI, if it is like we are representing the two-dimensional array in a linear form, which value will come?
See, what I'm trying to say is previously you were iterating in a linear manner, right? Like from left to right, then coming down, then again left to right, and then again left to right, correct? You were following this pattern, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a minute. And now what I'm trying to say is you just need to change your order of traversal. Your loop is running in the same way, but it's just that I changed its traversal pattern. Now it is running from top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. That's what I changed in the program. That's it. So it depends on how you want to traverse your array, right? If you want to traverse from left to right, the first program works. If you want to traverse from top to bottom, the second program works. Is it clear?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it visually. One question I had was like when I'm initializing, I mean, again, I'm coming to initialization. When in the code you had initialized as like with braces, like 235 and 345, something like that. Then switching AIJ to AJI.
No. You always have to take input in linear
Oh,
manner. Take input from left to right only, okay? Never get confused with that. We have to take input from left to right. Once you have the complete matrix ready, that is, you have all the inputs, then it's your wish whether you want to traverse in this way or you want to traverse in this way. Is it clear? Like, is it better now for your understanding?
okay.
Yeah, so never get confused that what about the initialization part, how we should initialize our matrix. It's always from left to right. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And it's not like that it's a mandatory thing to initialize your matrix from left to right, but it is a conventional way according to which people are doing the things. Okay. So left to right is more conventional while taking the inputs. All right, everyone. So still any questions? Matrix is too tough to digest or like it's a good concept and you all are good with it? I want the feedback right now so that I may know, okay, how you're finding Matrix so far. Okay, easy concept. First feedback, be honest. Some more questions. Obviously, questions will be discussed. Actually, I thought that for a new topic, 3 questions for a day is sufficient. That's why I'm just taking the feedback today. Understood. Good. Multiplication. Okay. Matrix multiplication. Okay. If we practice, that would be better. Okay. Then you all should practice because one day I'm going to take the like the practical session as I took, I think 2 days before. So I'll be taking that. But until then, you all can start your practice. I have already written one sample program. Any other feedbacks? For anyone, was it tough? Yeah, I'm like talking about those who are being very silent in the class. Was it tough for you to iterate in a matrix? Okay, great. So for today, I won't be teaching much like another question. If you want to try, I can give you one homework, which we will be discussing tomorrow. But if anyone wants to try, they can. You have been given a matrix. You can say a square matrix. Numbers in it are and you need to find its transpose. Now, the question is, what is transpose of a matrix? Okay. Transpose means you are interchanging rows into columns. That is, if your first row is 1, 2, 3, so for in your result, your first column will become 1, 2, 3. If your second row is 4, 5, 6, then your second column will become 4, 5, 6. If your third row is 7, 8, 9, then your third column will become 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is what is known as transpose. So if anyone wants to try this particular program, they can. You have the weekend. No, tomorrow we don't have the class. And on Monday, we will be discussing the questions, other questions, okay? Rohit, you are saying bit. Did you find it bit tough?
It's not a little bit tough for me.
Okay, like what was the part you found tough?
Actually, like J is here, like J is a column, right? So for the second
It's,
one,
see, we always generally take I for our loop, right?
yes,
So if already our first loop is running as I, then for the next we take as J. It's not fixed as okay. If it is the J loop, it is for columns. And if it is the I loop, it is for rows. It's never fixed. You can change also, okay?
yes, yes. Means first, whatever the will take the first for loop that will be for the rows, right? I think.
It's not always fixed still because you can just see here the program that I just changed. Okay, so here if you notice, actually the first loop which is running, it is running for columns because of the column sum, right?
Yes, yes.
And the second loop is running for
Rows.
rows. So it's not always fixed. It depends on how you are writing your program, okay?
Okay.
Did you understood the concept? That's important, not I and J.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what?
Yes, I got that.
Okay. And if still you're finding it tough, then you can just go through the session of today. And on the Monday, you can ask your doubts.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, anyone still having any questions? I'll be waiting for you 1 minute more, else I'll just close the call.
So, madam, one thing I wanted to know, like you taught this. Now, what's the best thing, like tip that should we immediately revise or just like take a break and then revise?
Why to revise it immediately? You have taken already 1 hour of a session, right? So it's better like if you are having 2 days of holidays, then better you just take out 1 hour in a day and revise the concepts. Try to solve the questions. Tomorrow class is not there. I hope it's clear, Vishnu.
Yeah, actually, the thing is that even though you did lot many things in the pattern layout, but when I start doing it, then again it's like it's blank. So I
Ask the
have to,
doubt.
yeah, ask that out. That's true, but I mean that won't make me a master. So
See, yeah,
how
that
it will be?
surely won't make you a master, but you should be telling me the point that, see, like, ma'am, see that this specific point is the point that whenever I'm seeing a question, I'm not able to get how should I proceed? There I
Correct.
can help you, right? But
Yeah.
if you just tell me that I'm not able, like, I'm not good with the questions of patterns, that is something where I also can't help you because I'll be like, okay, he's not getting any concept of pattern so far. So you just tell me where you are getting the problem, at what
So
point.
yeah. So I mean, yesterday homework I did the V shape thing
Yeah.
with a forward slash and backslash. But when I switched to N, it took me like,
It was not N, it was W.
yeah, W. And second question was like upside arrow,
Yeah, it
like
was upside arrow,
opposite of,
right?
yeah. And I spent like 1 hour and I was not able to really get how to do that. I mean, what's the trick? Like you keep on doing it, or you take breaks and then let it
You
settle.
should take break because overdoing is also harmful. So you should take break. See, this was the problem, right?
Yeah,
Now, if you are looking into the first row, you can see that one slash is printed, then there will be 5 spaces,
correct.
and then another slash is printed. Correct. Like here, my diagram is little wrong, but this will somehow come here.
Correct. Yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah.
Okay. Then again here, you will be having 5 spaces,
Correct.
right? Just a minute. So these are the observations you can make out of here. Okay. Now again, a slash, then 4 spaces, then again a slash, then in between you can see here, 1 space should be here, then 2 spaces will be here. So it's more a kind of that you are printing 1 V, then 1 upside arrow, and then 1 more V. So it's a trick, and it's actually a slightly complicated problem. So I won't say that, okay, if you just started on with it, you are able to finish it in half an hour. You need to think of it. You need to come up with the logic, and then you need to implement it. So obviously it's going to take time. So I won't say that it's a bad process, because you were able to come up with the solution of V. You were able to come up with the solution of an arrow. Now you need to merge them. So I guess it will take time, but you will be ultimately able to do it. I hope it's clear.
Yeah, I mean, I like first you take 2, 3 steps. That 2, 3 steps is the most critical. Then typing code is very easy.
Correct. And that is the process where you all need to focus. That's why I'm giving you the homeworks and all. I gave more patterns because of your practice. So you can go through that process, right? So that you will be at a point where you'll be like, okay, I can find the logic. Now I'll be able to write the program. Clear? Because at once, if you will be knowing everything, then how is it possible to take this entire course for the 3 months if it was just a day or 2-day process? Clear?
Yeah. So your
Oh,
suggestion is to keep thinking about it.
yeah, you need to think about it. You need to take breaks also, and then again come up with a fresh mind and see, okay, now will I be able to do it with a like new mindset? Okay, that helps a lot.